Hey everybody, Matt here again from THiNQ Success. Back to talk to you about what I've been thinking about this week. Even though the weather's been kind of so-so, it's been dumping a lot of snow on us, which is fun, but it took me a few hours to scoop out my driveway the other day, so... Anyway, I can't help but get super excited because my favorite time of year is coming up, maple season. For you to produce maple, the conditions have to be just right. It has to be below freezing at night, above freezing during the day, for your sugar maples to produce their sap. As you can tell, I might be a little bit obsessed with maple syrup. It might just be a northern thing, but I love maple syrup. If I could stop drinking water completely and just drink maple syrup for the rest of my life, I would. I love trying all sorts of different places, local maple syrup. We got some from Lutzen here. I really liked Brian's here from Eagle Lake. I got one from Elysian here. I actually got two from Lutzen. These were big boys. I love maple syrup. But anyway, I want to talk to you today because I think maple syrup is a great example of sweet, sweet success. Now stick with me for a minute while I tell you a little bit about maple syrup. Maple syrup, just like success, has a lot that goes into it that people don't realize behind the scenes. To produce maple syrup, like I said, your conditions have to be just right. Then you have to tap your tree and hang buckets that you'll either have to come back and check 1, 2, 3, maybe even more times a day, depending on how much output you're getting from the tree. Or you just attach miles and miles and miles of blue tubing that all lead to a collection point to collect your sap. Well, once you get your sap, you've got to reduce it down. And I'm not talking just a little bit. I'm talking a lot. To produce maple syrup, it takes between 40 and 50 gallons of maple sap to get 1 gallon of maple syrup. That is a lot of time sitting by the fire tending your sap while it reduces. You have to be outside sitting by the fire doing it. You can't do it inside. It produces way too much moisture. Your house would get all damp and soggy inside. It's just a bad idea to do it inside. So you have to do it outside, so you're sitting by the fire, it's cold, you're reducing, you're pouring more in, you're reducing, you're pouring more in. You're making sure not to boil over, because that would waste the product that you've been sitting there for the whole time stirring it. And you don't want to over-reduce it, because then you'll turn it into either candy, or you could even potentially burn it. So that's a lot of work. That's a lot of time if you ever tried to reduce a stock or a soup before. It takes a lot of time stirring and stirring and stirring and just waiting for that water to evaporate off. So you have to go from 40 to 50 gallons of sap down to 1 gallon of syrup. That's a lot of effort that goes into producing that, but it's well worth it. Like I said, I love maple syrup. All of that effort is worth the success at the end. And that's, I thought, a perfect example of what it is to achieve success. It can be really easy to look at successful people and not realize all of the effort that went in behind the scenes. You just see that success and it can feel a little overwhelming sometimes. Those people achieve success, why can't I just go out and do it? And you forget that there's all that effort behind it that you have to put in ahead of time to achieve that success. So I just wanted to kind of share that with you. Remember, if you love maple syrup, how much effort goes into making that successful. You have to put that much effort into your own life to become successful also. So remember, be like the maple syrup farmer. Put the work in, get the sweet, sweet success. Alright, well, that's all I got to say for you this week. Remember, mindset matters.